Hello, beautiful human. Please say hello to Pond and Phuwin, everybody.
Yo!
Hi guys,
Hi.
nice to see you guys.
It's a pleasure as well. You guys are our first time appearing on Western media as well, so we're really nervous.
Really nervous right now because this is like the first time that we into English.
Yes.
Don't be nervous.
Sure.
Release.
Thanks.
Release.
Yeah.
Deep breaths. Let it loose.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I was so amazed when we walked into the studio because it is so big. Like everything is massive here, and okay, we understand now why this is the center of entertainment.
Wait, okay, describe that for me, because we were watching you guys do joint media pretty often, and you have been on a bunch of Thai talk shows.
Yeah.
But it is different. Like I was looking at one photo of you guys on the couch. You guys were like dressed in like identical colors, and there was not much room behind you.
Yeah. So usually with our setups, back in Thailand, it's a studio, right? But it's only like one side, so it's only the side that the camera faces, and the rest is just crew and everyone.
Yeah.
So this is very new to us as well.
Yeah, it's like a 360 thing. There's nobody in the room.
Yeah.
It's just us.
Just all of us.
Well, thanks for being here.
Thank you for inviting us as well.
You mentioned this is like your first time doing Western media. How does it feel to you like even be doing that?
Yeah, for me, I think that I am so nervous right now because like when I was in Thailand, I usually speak Thai. I don't get many chances to speak English like this, but I mean his accent is really good, by the way. That's why yeah.
But your English is fantastic.
Thanks.
Can you please educate me on what Thai BL is? Because that is the primary vehicle for why you're here doing this Western press. Because these shows have transcended borders, languages, I mean, generations.
Yeah.
It's the power of this is kind of like once in a generation. And I'm not really blowing smoke. I'm being honest. So can you educate us on what Thai BL is? Because I watch, but explain the genre.
Okay, let me try to put into something that's very easy to understand. So it's like with any other type of film, any other type of series. It's just a genre, right? And I think the main difference between like something you would have like over here, right, is that with these plot lines, with these storylines, is that it doesn't really matter who you are, what gender you are, or what it is, right? It's just a love story or any gender coming and playing together out in a series or in a media format. And I think that that's why it has resonated with a lot of people around the world, because it goes beyond normal narratives. It is just basically a story of two people, no matter who they are.
Yep. I agree with him because like when I was in Thailand and when I started to film Boy Love series, right, I thought that actually I was so nervous as well, but I thought that it was something that we have to try and like, try to represent like the love story and like to open to the worldwide, something like that. Because I never thought that we're gonna have much fans like this. Yeah.
Let's start at the very beginning.
Yeah, sure.
Is it true that you meet for the first time in just a normal conference room?
Yeah, that's true.
Yes, my first time.
So before that, I was already working as an actor and an artist. However, this was my first project as a lead role. And this was also his first project as an actor as well. So
really?
Yeah.
We got into a conference room with a couple of other actors. And at first, none of us were really sure what we were there for. We just knew it was this like project that needed two leads and needed a supporting cast. So we were basically there to like talk with the directors, talk with the producers on what characters there are to play and where exactly will we fit in within this story, or if we will not fit in within this story or not. And that's how we first met at first, is that we didn't even know we were going to play with each other.
Yeah. What were your first impressions? Did you even have an impression of each other at first?
Like with him?
Yeah.
Yeah. At first when we were start casting at that time, I just felt like the chemistry, was because before I started all of this entertainment, right, I was a really shy person. That's why like before when the director gave me the script, I was so nervous, and I imagined that how could I will like show or try to represent it.
Ooh.
Yep.
Studio's still coming along. We're still working on it.
Yeah, but later after I play with him, I can feel like, yeah, we are much closer, something like that. You know, I don't know how to explain, but
So,
yeah.
Do you remember the first scene that you did together in that conference room?
So we had 2 separate days, right? The first time we saw each other was in a conference room. I didn't think we really had any impressions of each other because we were just in the conference room. But we also had a second day where we did like table reads, and we had like a chemistry test with each other. I remember when we were there, right? At first, it wasn't me. We kept switching like partners around, and I was in the waiting room and I was watching them, and then he kept laughing. He kept laughing when he was playing with other people.
Yeah.
When he was in the scene with other people, like they took a look at each other's faces and they kept laughing.
Yeah.
What was that? Like, could you just not take the relationship seriously?
No,
you couldn't believe it?
At that time, I thought that it was something like I cannot concentrate. You know what I mean, right? It's like when I was doing casting with other actors, I cannot feel like anything. Just his face and trying to like exchange the script, something like that.
Yeah, because it was also your first time as an actor.
Yeah.
Right? Or your first audition, your first everything, right?
Yeah.
That's crazy to think about.
Yes.
What drove you to that audition? Like, what pushed you there to begin with?
Actually, when I was in university, right, I never thought that I would have be in this industry at all. Just like someone contact me and then they want me to do like casting, something like that. So then, I thought that it is a really good time and great opportunity. That's why like, I start doing this. Yeah.
What was the first scene you guys did together?
I'm thinking it's been quite a few years.
I mean, yeah.
มันคือซีนที่เรานั่งอยู่บนเตียงสักอย่างหนึ่ง
แล้วก็ผ้าห่ม
Yes.
So the first series we acted together was a romantic comedy.
Yep.
And they had us audition a comedy scene, right? It was the 2 main leads together, right? My character was in the bedroom, like partially naked. This guy barges into the room. I cover myself with a blanket, right? He has no idea I'm half naked under.
Yeah.
So he's just like, why are you like hiding under the sheets? Why are you hiding under the blanket? And just pulls out the blanket. Yeah, that's the scene. So like that was why like at first he couldn't stop laughing with the first few takes because we were trying to get the energy going in that room. Yeah.
Do you remember when the chemistry clicked? Did it click there in that room, or did it take a minute?
I think it clicked in that room.
Yeah.
Right?
I think it's because that I can hold my laugh. You know what I mean, right? Because when I cast with other people, I cannot stop laughing at that time because I think it's something that, like funny. Like I cannot.
It was a funny situation.
Yeah, funny situation. But then when I start to play with him, I can feel like can concentrate. Yeah.
You believe the moment.
Yeah, I believe the moment at that time.
That's a big deal.
Yeah.
Because with a lot like comedy scenes, right? As an actor, right, or as a character, the situation is funny to the audience, but it's not to the character, right? And I think that he had that like revelation moment when we got in the scene together. So it was pretty lucky for us both as well that we found chemistry pretty early.
I'm gonna say you guys have famously not got along at first. You've told that story.
So is that real?
Well, how should we explain this?
I think it's because like we came from like different lives, something like that, because how
so we had like very, very different lifestyles.
Yep.
And I think that we clicked very well when working together. But however, when it was off screen, like at first we did try to like connect and we did try to hang out and go do other stuff, right? But at the time we also had the pandemic going on.
Mm-hmm.
So there wasn't much opportunity for us to really really get to know each other. So we only saw each other in like the studio settings, the work settings, and like the stress and overall everything about like working was already overwhelming us. So it made our off-screen chemistry kind of like a bit off.
Totally.
Yeah.
Because like every time you see each other, you just think of work.
Just
and-
working.
Yeah.
Just imagine that you met someone and working all the time, no free time, no hangout. Yeah, I think it's really hard to getting closer at that time. Yeah.
Because like with coworkers in the office, right? Like you might have like lunch break or something together. Like you can go like hang out after work or something. But at the time with the pandemic going on, it was just like, okay, 6 a.m. to the studio, to the location, do the shoot until like whatever. And then everybody has to go home, social distancing and everything, right? Yeah. So that was why it was really, really hard for us to get along with each other. And we had really like different lifestyles.
Well, explain that. Well, how were your lifestyles different?
I think it's really hard to explain, but like maybe it's because of like I studied in Thai school, like really super Thai school, but like he's graduated from like international school. Like, so I think that the lifestyle is so different at that moment. Yeah.
I think the easiest way to put it is philosophy.
Mm-hmm.
Like we had different philosophies of living life, and that made it really, really hard to connect with each other, especially when you work together often and you have similar career paths, but your end goals are very, very different.
Yep.
Which made it really hard for us to connect with each other because we didn't really know what the other person was thinking or what they actually wanted to do with each other. So it made it really hard to connect. But one thing that I was really grateful is that whenever we got on screen or whenever there was a task that we had to do, right? We both came together and I think we did our part very well. But apart from that, like apart from work at that time, it was really hard to connect with each other.
I think the main problem is that we never talk to each other about the goals or the problems. That's why we can get along at that time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta say, like you bring up something very interesting. Goals. And the two of you have become this duo that is massive in culture and in this space.
Thank you.
Whether it was planned or not, there was this deep chemistry that was formed between the two of you.
Yeah.
That I mean, you guys, how many movies in are we now?
We played for like five.
This is our fifth.
Yeah,
this
this
is
our fifth.
we're about to do our fifth.
Like breaking news, if this wasn't working, we wouldn't be at 5.
Yeah.
And if we didn't get along by the second one, then
Yes.
we wouldn't be at 5 as well.
So can you tell me what changes? Because there has to be, I mean, maybe you guys aren't the best of friends,
Yeah.
but there is a relationship that forms at least by movie number 2, no?
I think we're really good friends now.
Yeah.
I dare say.
Yeah, because I think like everything has changed since like after we finished like the first film, Fish Upon the Sky, right? But then later before we starting to film the second series, Never Let Me Go, like we have a like deep talk before start filming. That's why like we talk about the goals or like the problems, how to change, how to fix this, something like that. Yeah.
What do you realize after that? What do you realize after the first movie that you're like, wow, we need to sync up and understand where we're going? Because clearly your life changes after that, right?
Yeah. I think one of the conversations that changed our relationship the most was probably our goals in life, because I think that with the first project we did together, we had very, very different goals and we didn't understand each other on what we wanted from our lives, right? So in my part, I was purely like, I was an actor, I was an artist. So what I wanted from my career was to, have many different roles that are different from each other. I wanted to be in the industry for a long time, have this thing last for a while. Meanwhile, with him, when he came in, it was more about him being able to take care of his family.
Yep.
Right. So with different goals, I think the approach to both of our goals are very different. But since we're working together, right? Since the methods are different and the goals are different, and if we don't talk to each other, then that creates conflict.
100%. Like, so you want consistency and you're willing to take risks.
Yeah.
Right? Because your drive and your why, the fuel is
different.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think for the first project, I think I was too young to set the goals. I was just thinking that I want to get money for my family and that's all.
Of course.
Yeah. I never thought that, okay, what should I do for the future, the goals in this entertainment industry. That's why like I just care about the money, something like that.
So did it take convincing to you to say, hey, because like, let's talk it's not an elephant in the room, but like 4 out of the 5 of these movies are series are similar to one another, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, my God, I watched a bunch of episodes on what is it called? Rukin. There's like you can stream it in America. It's on this. God, I signed up 2 days ago, and now I get emails from Rukitin or something. I'll put a link below so you can watch it. But I also think Rocketin. Thank you so much, Cam. Yeah, we stream it on Rocketin here.
Oh,
That's pretty cool. Anyway, dude, I love a bodyguard drama action.
Oh, yeah.
So you watched that one. Yeah,
I'm obsessed. Don't even get me started. But there is a similar theme between at least 4 out of the 5 series you guys have done, right?
Yes,
so
yes.
It is kind of anti this idea of being challenged or met with different roles, project to project, correct?
Yeah, a bit. These challenges are fun. As for me as an actor, I think that since not only with BL work, but with other types of work, right? I think that each has their own like set ground rules on how. So if we're talking from a business sense, right? There's a way in each work has to be marketed, whether it's BL or whether it's music or whether it's just like regular shows, right? And I think like though there are ground rules set for each of these shows, and I think that it's also a challenge for us both as well to try and diversify and make it different from each other as well.
By the way, Never Let Me Go.
Yeah.
Yeah, Never Let Me Go.
So good.
Thank you.
So good.
Thank you.
I mean, you're an heir to this powerful, wealthy family. I mean, you keep him safe.
Yeah.
By Never Let Me Go, you're in a different stage of your relationship and chemistry.
Yeah. I think in each of our series that we have done, in all of them, we are in different stages of our chemistry as well.
Do you watch back and see that? Can you notice that in your performance?
Yeah. I usually watch back to my like previous project to like try to see my mistakes and improve myself.
By the way, that's a big thing to do. Like a lot of people are too afraid to do something like that.
I'm too afraid. I'm too afraid.
Really?
Yeah. I don't like watching my old works because I feel like sometimes I try to take a mental note on what I need to improve, but I don't want to watch it. I cringe at my own acting.
I was going to say, how do you guys feel about Fish Upon the Sky today? But I guess
that's my answer.
You know what? Like, I changed a lot since Fish Upon the Sky because like this is my first project, right? And I never do acting before. And then for now, when I look back to watch this project, I feel so cringe and so shy every time. You know what I mean, right?
And when you look back at Never Let Me Go, how do you feel?
I think it's one of the most like the best project for me because like I like the plots of the stories. Yeah, and like I've heard that many fans from different countries like this series as well.
It's great.
Yeah.
I love it.
Relationship wise, I think Never Let Me Go has helped a lot in terms of our relationship because we faced a lot of hardships and challenges with the production of this series. And I think that those challenges really gave us an insight on like the type of people that each of us were and really had us saw like different shades of each other. Because I think that a lot of the times, right, you tend to get to know people very well when they're struggling. And we both struggled a lot with that series, with like everything from like script reading, production, getting into character and everything. And I think it helped us understand each other a lot more on the different sides that we came from.
By the way, it's like not until you're challenged until you really get to see who people truly are.
Yeah.
What was challenging about it? What was it about those characters that was hard to embody?
Everything.
Really?
It was really everything. It was like the characters, the production.
Yep.
You want to add on that?
Yeah, for me, I think like my character, he's like a bodyguard, right? I think it's really hard to get in because like it's really far from me. Yeah, and like I have to adapt and like to each other, something like that. Have to doing a lot of hard things at that time. Yeah.
Yeah, and production-wise, it was very grueling. Filming hours were insane. The locations were also insane. We barely filmed in studios or in like air-conditioned places.
All location.
Yeah, we were mostly on location, like on beaches, in the middle of the road at midnight, or like whatever, right? And we had a lot of challenges with production as well. But I think that it was a really good life lesson for the both of us, and it really helped us relationship-wise. Because it's not until you see like each other getting frustrated at things, or like seeing what makes them tick off, right? Until you really understand the other party.
Yeah, and also I think like while we were filming this series, we have a lot of deep talk too. Yeah, that's why like we're getting more closer to each other.
Deep talks rooted in what? Goals?
Yeah, I think goals are like what do I need to change? Like the things that you don't like or I don't like. Yeah.
By the way, those are hard conversations to have. And are you having those on the heels of realizing that this is a partnership that is going to last way more than just 2 series?
Yeah, it was also that as well. We started to see things as more long-term with the second series. So I think that since we both had that mindset, it helped us connect a lot more. And it also helped us understand each other more.
Do you remember the moment you realized that this was going to be a partnership that lasted for a minute?
Do you remember? do you have a specific moment in mind?
I'm
trying to think of mine.
By the way, like this whole thing is super rare in history. Like this is like a very rare thing to have 2 people who have built this chemistry on and off screen and been able to carry not one, but many
I think
shows.
The thing that I told myself at that time is that I need to respect him. Like when we were working together, like doing something, I think the most important thing is to respect and understand. Yeah, that what makes me change a lot at that time.
How's respect in what situations?
I mean, in everything, in every work, you know what I mean?
We had a moment during filming on the second series where we were arguing with each other.
Yeah.
We had an incident where we both didn't respect each other. We didn't respect each other's time. We didn't respect each other's work and each other's goals. And that became like a really big argument between the both of us during filming. And while that lasted, I think we both had this like realization that this could potentially end this. And I think that moment really helped the both of us realize that, oh, but this doesn't also have to be the end. This can also be like be the start of something new. So with that, I think that we both learned to respect each other's boundaries, respect each other as friends and as the roles we were carrying. And I think that helped a lot in building this chemistry that we have now.
How is that disrespect manifesting? Was it showing up late, showing up unprepared? What was it? Like, what was the catalyst of that whole thing?
I started to look at myself first, and then I started to change myself, like in terms of how to manage my anger or like every emotions that like I have to express at that time. Because at that time, while we were filming Never Let Me Go, I was just 21. Yeah, 21. And then I thought that the really bad thing is that using like anger more than like consciousness, something like that. Yeah.
Anger is the easiest emotion to feel.
Yeah.
And a lot of times I also overstepped my own boundary.
How so?
With scenes or with like little things on like on how we choose to our acting choices or like the way we deliver our lines or small stuff like that. And and since that we sometimes had like creative differences or a lot of things that were going on, which caused the both of us to, clash a bit.
Does the fan culture around your relationship influence your actual relationship, and did it fuel any of this?
I would say no.
Yeah,
no,
no.
not at all. This is probably this is probably the first show we're also talking about this, like talking about conflict, like the conflict between our relationship openly, because I'm pretty sure that none of the fans have
known this before.
I've known this before also. Yeah.
Because we have never talked about this before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for the honesty. And by the way, conflict is a part of creation.
But to
It's a
be
part of
honest,
craft.
I am so happy to talk about this.
Feels good, right?
Yeah, feels good. Yeah.
God, like release. Release. Real quick, we got to talk about Euphoria. Season 3 on the way. It's coming to HBO. And if you thought HBO's Euphoria was intense in high school, ooh, saddle up. Starring Zendaya, Sydney Sweeney, and Jacob Elordi, Season 3 of Euphoria picks up 5 years in the future. And life looks really different for these characters. They're on their own. And now they have the freedom to make their own choices. They can literally do whatever they want. And these choices can either build them or they can break them. No matter what these characters are chasing, whether it's money, fame, power, love, or redemption, no one can escape their fate. Don't miss the 3rd season of Euphoria. It's starring 2-time Emmy Award winner Zendaya. She is back and better than ever. We have been waiting for this. For how long have we been waiting for the 3rd season of Euphoria? And now it's here. It's premiering April 12th, and it's happening only on HBO and HBO Max. And we're getting fed new episodes every single Sunday. Oh, I'm ready. Are you? There's a subculture of people who do really study your relationship between the two of you. That does exist, right?
That does exist.
And they will look at every little everything.
Little
Meaning,
minor
like,
detail.
Yes, the tiniest movement.
Yeah.
Was there any point in this whole thing where that weighed on you? And that came in the way of you being who you really are?
For him, I'm not sure, but for me, there is sometimes, because when you're being scrutinized on every little detail and being under the microscope, you tend to be more concerned about every little thing that you do. So I would say it has had an effect on me. I try to be more conscious of my actions and conscious of what I do, conscious on what I say and what my actions convey. But at the end of the day, even if I'm conscious about it, there's nothing I can do to control their interpretations of it.
Totally.
Yeah, but it definitely has made me more conscious of it, even though a lot of times what they interpret, I read and I'm like, what are they interpreting from this minor detail that I haven't even thought of? Yeah, but yeah, it did have an effect on me. Yeah.
Oh, I think for me, yes. A little bit. Because every time when I got into a social media, so I will give an example for at that time when like I rolled the phone and like seeing fans commenting or like doing something like that. I really hope at that time, even though we didn't get close to each other, but I hope that our relationship will be close like fan thought. You know what I mean, right?
Totally.
But I never tell him before about this, even like in Thai interviews. Like เมื่อก่อน
Yeah, this is my first time hearing it.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, because like at that time, I know that we didn't close to each other, but I really tried my best as well at that time, like to like fix these things. You know what I mean? Like, because when I work with someone, when I was in high school, I used my heart more than like anything.
Your brain. Yeah, totally. You lead with your heart.
Yes.
You're an empathetic person.
Thank you.
But that's a positive trait, but it also like it could catch you off guard, or I don't know, throw you for a loop, or take the best of you sometimes.
Yeah. At the time when I was seeing other couples close to each other, I felt jealous a little bit, like how can they like manage to be close to each other, because like some people might be come from like different culture, and then after they're like
work together.
Yeah, start working together, getting close to each other so easy.
But it's so funny, like close off the screen, but on the screen, deeply close. Like not close off the. You get what I'm saying, right? Like off the screen, maybe not as close as you would have hoped.
Yeah,
you get there, but your day job, 9 to 5, you guys are very. Do you think that's maybe what drove the divide?
I wouldn't say it was what drove the divide. I think it's actually the thing that brought us together.
Really?
Yeah, because one of the things that we have, our goal, not our goal, but luckily we had agreed on day one since the beginning that we are going to try to be as genuine to each other, as genuine to the fans, and as genuine to what we portray out as possible. And I think that's why, even though we had our conflicts, our disagreements off the screen, at least what was on the screen was still very real. It just cut out the disagreements and the conflicts part out. So by the time that we solved all our conflicts, we solved all our
problems,
right? What was left was still the original genuine parts that we still had that we had for each other since the beginning. So I think that since we set that from day one, it has helped us a lot, and it has helped us work together for up to like, this is our what, 6th year?
6 years, yeah.
7th year together.
I think the big change is when we were finished filming the 3rd TV series. Yeah, I think it's the big change, because like we have another big deep talk after we will finish filming the 3rd series as well. Yeah, and I think like this is a big change that like changed us until now.
What changes after We Are?
We try to do something that, except from working, something like that. You know, when for We Are series, we have been working for around 3 or 4 years, but we never going out to each other and like having some hanging out, you know.
Yeah. We started treating our conversations on stage as if they were off stage. So we tried to, like, you know, when we're on stage or when we're doing interviews or when we're doing or whatever, we tried to get rid of the mask. That was the boundary. And I think that helped a lot. And since it made every interaction after that like 100% genuine between each other. And I think that really helped drive in the relationship.
Can you explain your individual processes of finding a character?
Do you mean in the series?
Yeah, like how do you actually become this character? Do you have a process? Is there just a technique that works for you guys?
Yeah, for example, for the first 2 series, it was really, really hard to get into the characters. But like, I think but in We Are series and Me and T, I think it's about like, while when we were doing the workshop, I think I can feel like more closer to him, something like that. Yeah, for me, yeah.
By the way, like your English is amazing.
Thank you.
And like, do you speak English in Thai? Your English is great. Like,
thank you.
Why did you go to an international school?
I'm sorry?
Why did you go to an international school?
My actually a bit funny, pretty funny story. At first I wasn't going to go to an international school, but my mom's cabin crew, my mom's crew for Cathay Pacific.
Cool.
So she thought that like, well, she was right. She thought that English was very important, and I'm probably gonna get to use it later throughout life. So she wanted me to go to an international school, but my dad was an alumni of this Catholic school in Bangkok, and he wanted me to go to the same school as him, so they got into a big fight. But then, you know, the mother always wins.
Mom wins every time.
Yeah, mom wins every time. So that's why I went to an international school. I've not used English in like a couple years. So I used to think of my thoughts in English, then translate into Thai. Now and after I've not used English in a couple of years, I went back to using Thai, and now I have to use Thai into English again. That's why I'm taking time to rephrase my thoughts.
No, dude, your brain is amazing.
Thank you.
Yours too.
Thank you.
It's real. We can barely speak English. So it's really impressive. But what is your technique? I mean, you have to have one. And do you memorize? I mean, do you memorize your scenes for the day on the day, or are you really memorizing the entire story?
So for getting into character, for me, I'll try to read the script twice. One as the reader, the second time as the character. Then I'll try to get a feel for things as the character, like try to create like little imaginary situations and try to imagine on what this particular character would react in that situation. So it's basically improvisation, but it's in the head. And then as for the lines, as for memorizations, I read the lines like a couple days before the shoot, like that specific these specific scenes. Then I memorize it. After I have it all in my head, I don't memorize it yet. I memorize it on the day, but at least I know what's coming and I know what the storyline is. I know what the characters are going to say, but I try to memorize it before I go into the scene to try and keep it as fresh as possible, because I don't want to like ruin it by like over analyzing every little detail. Because not doing homework at all is really bad, but also over analyzing it also kills the freshness out of it.
100%. You got to be present.
Yeah.
For me, I read the whole script around like 2 or 3 times before I start filming. Yeah, but like the lines and the script, like the dialogues that I have to use for like for filming for each day, I remember like the day before filming, because like I don't want to be too stressed or like thinking about this what situation, and like if I too much concentrate about the script, I will be stressed and overthink. And when the day that I have film, I cannot do it like much better.
Real.
Yeah.
What scenes are the hardest scenes to film?
I think the hardest scenes for me is sad scene, the anger scene, something like that. Is the most hardest emotional scene. Yeah, is the most hardest for me.
What's it like filming the love scenes?
It's very, very, also very hard. I would have to say, we always have a intimacy coordinator with us at all times, but I think it's very hard because with love scenes, right, there's a boundary between the script and the character, right? So with any other scene, right, it's easy to like go off script and improvise. So like there's no harm in doing that.
Yeah.
Right. But with these scenes, right, there's consent, there's camera angles, there's lighting, there's everything. And I think it's very hard since for me at least, acting is freedom. But with these scenes, everything is really, really constrained, and everything has to be in place in order. There's a lot of practice that goes into it, and I just think that it makes it very hard to try and balance being in the scene, being in character, and also balance the other things that you have to carry in mind. For example, like blocking and like, okay, I'm gonna have to do this, then this, I must not overstep this, but if I don't do this enough, then it's not gonna sell the scene or something like that. Yeah, I think it's very hard to juggle everything in between.
What are those conversations like between the two of you before you embark on a love scene?
I will always go to him and say like, it's okay. You can do it. You can do it. Because you know, I think like when we were filming love scene, we have to talk to each other first. Like, just want to feel free when we were playing this scene. Yeah, just want to make sure that okay, we are going to play this scene, and I want both of us to like feel free and be happy to play it.
Was it like that from the very beginning, or is that something that was acquired?
I think that it is also something that has to be acquired. With these scenes, there are a lot that could go wrong. It's very easy to go wrong and go off the rails, and it's very taxing both emotionally and physically also. So I think that with time, with experience, it has gotten like easier to get in the groove and everything. But at first, it was also very difficult to like for the actors to be comfortable and the director to get what he wants. And I think it's very hard to juggle between these three at first. Yeah.
But now there's chemistry there, right? You understand, you probably have a language between the two of you that is like unspoken, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but like, does it become easier or harder because you know each other so well now? You're not just like strangers acting. You're like,
I think it's easier.
Yeah,
it's easier. It's
way much easier because me and T is our recent the fourth one, right? Yeah. I think we don't need to do like much workshop before filming this series.
Because with experience, it also comes with like knowing on what the other person is okay with, what they're not okay with, and I think that helps way more on set. Yeah.
You share things that like so much of this experience and this journey has been shared amongst the two of you.
Yeah.
Yes.
How cool is that you have somebody there with you?
I think it's very, very unique for most actors, right? Your career is just you. So no matter how many co-stars you play with or whatever, you're just going to be there for like a project or two and then that's done. But for the both of us, a lot of our achievements are also shared.
Yeah.
So I think that makes it all the more, emotional for the both of us as well.
Speaking of achievements, can we talk about Me and Thee? That series is breaking records.
Thank you.
Can you break it down for us a little bit? I mean, come on, talk to me about Peach.
So the basic plot of Me and T is basically speaking out loud is weird. Like weird, explaining it out loud is weird. I play as Peach, which is this photographer, a freelance photographer that works for like, just with any freelance, works for multiple companies, right? And I happen to got this gig at this perfume company, and his character Kunti, right?
Yes.
Happens to see a model friend of mine and wants to. There's no easy way to put this, but wants to pay him for a night together. Yeah. And with me being the model's friend, I get in the way, and without knowing that he's actually part of the mob, part of the mafia. And then so I get tangled into his life, but I also find out that he is a very weird individual.
How so?
His character is very into soap operas. So his view of life is through the lens of a soap opera.
Yo, this show's genius.
So everything he does, every interaction, everything he says are lines from soap operas in Thai, like Thai dramas and stuff.
Oh, give us one.
Old Thai dramas. Something like Latri Sawarna Kondu, something like that. Like good night, stubborn one. Yeah. The funniest phrase from like the old Thai dramas.
So there's this popular phrase that went viral. It's in Thai. It's Lati Sawat
นะคนดื้อ
มึงพูดดีกว่า
ราตรีสวัสดิ์นะคนดื้ออย่าดื้อกับหมอนใบนั้นที่เธอใช้นอนฝันยามหนุน
which is basically translates to like, good night, you little stubborn one. I hope that the pillow that you sleeps on tonight won't be any naughty to you. Which it doesn't really translate over well, but it's very, very like cliche. Yeah.
Hold on. You didn't finish I mean, you get entangled in his life and then you guys fall in love, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
he's like, duh.
He fell in love.
Yeah.
Well, his character fell in love. Yeah.
So Kunti fell in love first, right? Because of like his kindness. Because Kunti is mafia. He's like never met someone, just like paying for the night, like he said before. But after like Kunti met Peach, like he
started to know what genuine relationships are like.
Everything changes.
And everything changes. Yeah.
It is a beautiful story.
Yeah.
You got to watch it. We're going to put a link below. This question is coming from our friends over at Euphoria, season 3 on the way. Was there a moment where you realized what genuinely mattered to you versus what you thought was supposed to matter, like a societal standard?
Oh, yeah.
Something put in place by your parents?
I have a big one, a massive one.
Cameron?
I thought for my wedding, I wanted some big day where all of my friends and family come, people I used to know when I was a kid. We all come together and celebrate. We ended up having a small wedding, and I'm like, this is all I need.
Overrated.
I don't need hundreds of people at my wedding. I just need the people I talk to the most.
But society tells you that that's the greatest party of all.
There's a lot of pressure.
100%.
A lot of pressure from society. What's the deal, society?
Figure it out.
Why are you doing this to people?
Well, I don't have to worry about this issue because I'm never getting married.
See, you're on society's side, Dan.
I don't know. Society tells people that you got to get married, you got to have kids, right? There's rules and regulations. Same thing like you got to go to college, you got to get a higher education, you got to get a job.
Yeah, ignore society.
Yeah, easier said than done. Society is just so loud and society is everywhere we look. Wow. By the way, Euphoria season 3, it is back April 12th on HBO and HBO Max. Also, like, watch Never Let Me Go. I'm big on it. Like, I don't know. I'm really, guys are very special. How famous are you in Thailand? Honestly.
I don't know. I don't want to I don't want to say about this.
Do you need like security? Can you go to the mall?
Oh, actually, I think one of the good things about I'm not sure to say whether to say it's the Thai entertainment industry or it's just Thai people in general, is that like I don't think you really need security or anything. Like, no matter what stage of fame you are in, a lot of people respect your boundaries, and
That's cool.
yeah, I think it's pretty cool. We do get security sometimes when we go overseas or for like major events and stuff, but most of the time in Thailand, I don't think anyone really needs any security.
Yeah.
Did any
Fortunately,
Yeah.
But did any of the pressure of the fame and success and the global reception of these series weigh on you as you entered into Me and Thee?
I don't think that it has really weighed on us that much. Luckily, because we've been doing this for quite a while, and we've been building our fans and our audiences throughout the years. So it's not like this, from like nobody to somebody.
Totally.
It's been this like journey of like climbing and slowly gathering an audience. So I think that's lucky for us. But the big moment really came around a month or two ago, where we had a public event in a mall in Thailand, and the crowd was just insane, really, really insane. The amount of people there was way more than we had ever encountered in Thailand and even expected. So I think that was really the eye-opening moment for us.
Yeah, because we always talk to each other that like just working.
Yeah. Our main goal isn't really to become like a phenomenon or like or be popular. We just wanted to do the series and do our acting, do our music to the best of our ability, and whether or not it's received well or not, it isn't up to us. So that's the mindset that we've had since the beginning. Yeah.
And it's true. It is up to the public, right? It's up to the fans. Have you watched Heated Rivalry?
I know what it is. I haven't watched it, but yeah, I know what it is. Yeah.
It's like queer love is more than having a moment.
And
I think it's only going to get bigger. Is that cool?
Yes.
Is it
totally?
Never.
Totally.
I mean, I think it's cool.
Yeah,
I
I think the shows are only going to get bigger.
I think that it's just that I wouldn't say that Asia has done it first, but I think it has become big in Asia first.
100%.
Then in other medias, right? So I think that from now on, it's not just only Thailand or like a few select other countries. I think from now on, a lot of other sectors are also gonna be able to more openly share the story as well.
I said it this morning. Thai BL walks so Heated Rivalry can run. Like it all really did start with the stuff that you guys are making.
Thank you.
It's really special.
Thank you.
Because it takes you guys, it takes shows like the shows you're making for people to see love as love and to realize that it doesn't matter if somebody is straight or queer. It doesn't matter. Love is the same no matter who's involved.
Yeah, it's also one of the major philosophies that the directors and producers at our company have, is that whenever, it's one of the conversations that we were given when we first stepped into these types of projects, is that they sat with us, they told us that, okay, don't think of it as, you know, as a queer story or like as an LGBT movie or something.
It's not. Story.
It's a story. It's just
a
two
rough
people
story.
with a story and a script or whatever, right? So just throw everything out of that window. Just have the same mindset that people have of hetero stories. And if you have that mindset, then both your acting and everything will just follow.
It's true. And by the way, for factual clarity, the trials and tribulations of a heterosexual couple are the same as a homosexual couple. I know it. I've lived it. It's just true. So love is love is love is love, no matter who you are.
All our actors in our agency are given this conversation. And I think it has also helped shape a lot of the media that we put out also.
And as a queer human being, I say thank you for what you're doing, because it is genuine representation that is vital to the way society evolves. So thanks. It's a very cool thing. It's also very brave to a certain degree as well, you know, because you get involved, you don't really know fully the reception is going to be, right?
Yep.
Throw back to like when we first started like 6 years ago, I dare say for him as well, at least it was true for me, like I was getting made fun of by my friends for doing this. But like, I think, I'm not sure in other parts of the world, but at least in Thailand, this is very normal now. And this is very accepted. And I think that it's amazing that it has been accepted to this degree as well.
Thank you both for doing it. You both make music as well. You made music together.
Yes, as well.
Is that weird?
No, not really. No, not really. So for the music we make together, a lot of times are also intertwined with our series, or there are a lot of times there are original soundtracks.
Yeah.
So
it makes sense.
It makes sense.
It's in universe.
Yeah, it also makes sense. But we also have our solo projects. So he's not only an actor, he's also in a boy band as well.
Yeah, Jasper.
Thank you.
He's really good at dancing, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
And rapping.
Really?
Yes.
Not that much. Just practicing.
You're downplaying yourself. You're really good at dancing and
thank you.
And rapping.
Actually, this is my first dream when I was a kid. I wanted to be an idol, but then I started to get into this industry by acting first, but then trying to like improving my skills until like waiting for the members, and finally then I got a boy group.
Wait, so what comes first, Jasper or the movies? The series, I'm sorry.
The series came first at that time.
Actually, before the series, กูเล่าเลยนะ before the series, he auditioned for K-pop as well.
Yeah, I used to.
You really wanted to be an idol.
Yes.
So who pushed you into acting?
Myself, at that time. When I was a kid, around like maybe 16 years old, around 17 years old, this thing just popped up into my head that I wanted to do something like performing on the stage. That's the thing that I wanted to do at that time. But then I didn't have much opportunity because like, okay, so I lost my father when I was around like 13 years old, and we didn't have much money to go for this. That's why it's like my goal for secret. I didn't tell anybody about this, and then I started to like doing something for part-time to gain money for like learning, studying dancing. Yeah, that's the start.
That's amazing. Like, by the way, now you have the ability to provide for your family, and you get to achieve your original dream that like put you on this path to begin with.
Yes.
It's really special.
Thank you. But I think all of this successful comes from my by working with him. Yeah, you know what I mean, right? Because playing series come before having a boy group.
Totally.
Yeah.
How did you get involved with Jasper? How did they find you? Like, how did you join the group?
I think it's because of like, so after we finished filming TV series and then after it got published, right? So the company provide us a concert that like you can show your ability, something like that. And then I started to dance to show like the CEO that I have a skill.
Did they know you could do that?
I think they know.
But they haven't seen.
They haven't seen that.
They know, but they haven't like seen it like on stage.
Yeah.
So once he had the opportunity to like show on what he could do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then later, after I started to show they can see my ability, and then they try to find members for me.
It's amazing.
It takes me around like 4 years.
Wow.
Yeah, 4 years.
By the way, to build that, but also you're building an incredible acting career.
Yes.
What? So how are you looking at your next acting challenges? And do you see the next series, the next movie, the next whatever project you take on? Do you see it as the two of you?
There's this conversation that we had before that even if we work together, we also have to be able to stand on our own.
Mm-hmm.
So that was one of the very important goals for the both of us. So
it just gave me chills.
Yeah.
Because it's important, right? Your individual strengths make you stronger as a team.
As well, and and it also goes vice versa. Being stronger as a team also makes us stronger as individuals.
Yes.
As well, and it's something that we've talked about since day one, and I think that we've done multiple things to try and do it. With him, with his group, and with his music. For me as well, with taking on other acting roles and doing music as well, and as for other roles, no matter whether it's alone or together, one of the things that we both always try to do is to try and diversify ourselves, first of all, and try to, and the second thing is to try and branch out and do new things so that both our abilities and both our images aren't always in the same place.
Mm-hmm.
If you could make any project together next, what would you make?
I would say like, we've also never shared this before. Like when we try to look at our work together, we try to not have it be too close to the one we did previously.
Mm-hmm.
So the first one we did was a romantic comedy. Second one, Never Let Me Go, was more a drama. The third one was purely romance. The fourth one was like purely comedy. So for the next one, we've talked about like, okay, we don't really want to entrench on like the four genres we've done in the past. So it's probably going to be things like other than that.
Action?
Yeah. Probably like action or like melodrama or something like that.
We'll see.
Yeah. We'll see as well. Yes.
How exciting.
Yeah.
You guys, I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan.
Thank you.
You got to watch all the series. We're going to put a link below. They'll be there waiting for you. Final thoughts over there? I mean, we've talked to you for over an hour. I feel like your team is going to kill me.
I know. We gotta go. I just think we should talk about Overwatch for a second.
Oh,
Whoa.
so cool.
Yes.
Can you channel your Overwatch voice for us? Who is Life Weaver?
I am Life Weaver.
That's right.
I voice as Life Weaver in the video game Overwatch. ชีวิตปกป้องชีวิต
Nice.
One of the voice lines.
Wait, do it again. Do it again. Do something else.
Life unbridled. I don't remember the accent that well. But yeah, it's amazing
so
working
cool.
with Blizzard.
Sick gig.
It's really, really sick gig. And also, today is the 12th, tomorrow's the 13th. I'm having dinner with a few of the voice actors from Overwatch tomorrow.
Whoa.
Yeah, because a lot of the voice actors are in LA.
And have you met before in person?
I've had the opportunity to meet Carolina. She voices Sombra. She came to Thailand around 3-4 months ago. So, and then we were talking, and then I said that I had a tour in the US, which is where we are right now. And so she was like, oh, she's going to invite a couple of other voice actors from Overwatch for dinner, and that's tomorrow.
So cool.
Yep.
Wait, you're all going to be there like talking in your character voices?
Probably. Excited as well.
I got to say, you guys are really special. Both of you won in a trillion, and you both should be so proud. But you should be so proud. You should be so proud of everything you've done and what you've been able to provide for your family. And
Thank you.
God, it's still just the beginning. Is that like a weird thing to say?
No, it's not a weird thing to say. It's something that we've also said.
Yeah, we always talk to each other that like, I think this is the start of everything for right now.
Yeah.
Because like for me, in my opinion, I think that for the last 4 years, like we just started.
The last 4 years were trying to get everything into the right groove with each
100%.
other.
Yes.
But I think the next couple years are the proving grounds for us on what we have to do and what we are going to do.
Like real talk, your motives, your why is really pure. And I'm so deeply and loudly rooting for the both of you.
Thank you.
And you guys are going to have such an incredible journey. And it's really special. Thanks for hanging out today. I really appreciate it.
Thank you as well.
Thank you. So yes.
Please come back. Like as you
We would
release,
love to.
yeah.
We would love to.
God, really cool. Like you guys truly one in a trillion. Pond and Phuwin, everybody. Thank you so much.
Thank
you
you
very much.
See you. Thank you.